Hello again, Struck. Welcome back. Another evening of me streaming today, and it's gonna be some more Chaosbane. I kind of delayed my stream because I had some orders for my pet to deal with, so sorry if you were expecting the stream earlier. So yeah, I'm gonna stream for, let's say it's 9 until 10, 11, 12, 40, so let's say 3.5 hours or so from now is when the stream would be stopping. So it's gonna be a short stream today. But let's enjoy it. Let's do some invasions, let's do some farming. And for those of you who might be needing some information about advice and invasions, I will be posting tomorrow a short video guide about farming invasion rings to make sure people don't make mistakes when completing their invasion and they don't lose some rings. Today I just have few more nodes to complete from rank 28 invasions. So I'm gonna be going into rank 37 invasions on Bragi. And then once I unlock those, I'm gonna probably go ahead and change to the mage and to a lesser and maybe even to Conrad, because I haven't played Conrad in a while. So I will be switching things up. But first things first, let's do some quick final notes of rank 28 invasions. Once I unlock 36, I will be coming back to do it, but not right now. So I just need to finish those notes. I did record some footage yesterday, last night, of me unlocking those rings, and just like a short guide for how to unlock rings in bunches instead of just doing it one by one. So yeah, let me finish those 5 notes first, and once I'm done with them I can move on and maybe play a bit with another character, because it's been mostly braggy the last few days with a bit of the others. Today I'll be doing less braggy, more of the others. What's this map? Invulnerability? No. Cooldowns? Yes. Increased cooldowns. Okay, so let's just finish it quick then. The wood quality is 5.5, so it's not a bad wood quality. But I will be moving to something with less wood quality now, because I will be doing some easier maps after this. So yeah, five nodes on this guy, and then moving on to maybe a lesser first. We'll see. I'm gonna check who is closer to finishing something, like to getting the invasion rank up. Also, I'm free for helping any viewers if you need help with anything, power leveling or just farming, or if you need help with your invasions, ask me, I can help you. I'm always up for the task of playing with someone and helping them with their own progression. Okay, this one's done. 4 more. I guess it doesn't matter in which order I do them, because it's the final few notes. Took me a lot of tries last night to complete some of those, but thankfully I had my other sets to rely on. There's no increased cooldowns here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I think it's this way. Maybe not. But at least there's a... Alright, greeny green. The first greeny green of the day in the second map. On 5.5 food quality. Yeah, let's say 5.6 because 5%. It's kind of almost there. I also got a very good ring of resonance for my other set. From those final 9 rings of resonance, I got this thing. It's not the best, but it has cooldown, crit chance, armor piercing and HP. So only the health regeneration is a wasted row, and I wish I had flat damage instead of health regeneration. Flat damage or crit damage would have been fine, or counter attack as well. Counter attack on a ring is kind of almost the same as getting crit damage. Because the amount of crit damage you can get, I think, is 20 something on a ring. Let me check. 20 something on a green ring. I think it goes all the way to 30. But most of the time it's gonna be in the 20s. So when it comes to the counter attack, it's 400 and something up to 500. And 500 is 20. Of course, it's still better to get on a ring. It's still better to get crit instead of counter attack, as long as the crit is over 20%. Okay, let's use my Blood Rage to get some fragments before I leave the map. Are there any more enemies? Come on, come on. Well, no, they're all dead. Let's leave. Okay, 3 more maps. And then we are moving on to another character. Let's do this. I think I'm going the right way. Should be up here. There's a chest, I won't open it. Let's see. Nothing too good. Oh, there's 2 chests, one on each side. I'm a big fan when this happens in one of those rooms. Or segments or whatever of the map. And one of them a medium chest and a greeny green. Second one for the day on the 3rd map. So far 2 greeny greens. Both of them ever peak. I'm gonna check them later. So boots and loincloth of the ever peak set. Okay, and 2 more maps now. 2 more maps.
Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you.
Wanted to see if I can kill this guy quickly with basic attacks. I guess not.
Nothing can stop you.
Okay, let's move.
Stop you.
Let's go and get the creature.
Nothing can stop you.
Yeah, the RNG is still taking a while for me to find good accessories. At least keep finding better of the other items. So there's that.
Nothing can stop you.
But it definitely seems like the hardest task in this game is finding good accessories. And the invasion ones are nice. Actually, the invasion ones are the easiest accessories to get good ones because you can get multiples of those and you know you're getting that same item. Whereas with the Fire Ring of Tori, I'm already 6 drops or maybe even 7 since last night. A Fire Ring of Tori that is green and that is terribly bad. For the Mountain Pendant, I've only gotten 1 green and it was slightly improved version of my red one. And I got it yesterday. It's like this one. This Mountain Pendant. So it's nothing too fancy, it doesn't have cooldown reduction, it has more crit chance than my old one, 1 more crit damage than my old one, and instead of wood quality it gives extra gold, it gives resistance which my old one was giving, and it gives armor which my old one doesn't. So I think I already sold my old one, but it is an upgrade, but it's not the upgrade I want. It doesn't have cooldown reduction. But at least my first Mountain Pendant that dropped green was better than my red one. And so far it's been a while. I've been farming for a while with this guy. You can see I'm almost done with 28 rank invasions and still trying to get those accessories. I'm assuming some people probably won't get that for months. A min-maxed accessory setup.
Really hard to get necks or rings with FP effect rolls cause there are more stats that can roll into them.
Exactly. It's
Perfect
really hard to
asterisk.
get necks or rings. Like if it's a ring that's like if it's a ring of resonance, you can easily get a lot of rings from invasions. Because you can get 9 rings each turn. Each time you complete a certain, like if you complete rank 10, you get 10 rings. If you complete rank 19, you get 9 rings. Now I'm already 28 rings into it, and I finally got this one. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It's kind of okay. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with losing some flat damage, but at least it has crit chance, cooldown reduction, health, and armor piercing. I would have preferred flat damage and crit damage instead of armor piercing and health regeneration, but it's better than
One of
most
the best I've
others.
seen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It took me 28 tries to get this, so I can't say it has been easy. Another
3 or
viewer of
4
mine
stats
said
of
he
the good
created
ones.
3 different braggies, and he completed all 10 ranks, like he completed rank 10 invasions on 3 different braggies, and he said it took him that much, 30 tries to get a good one. Indeed, 4 good stats. 4 good stats. Armor piercing is not the best of the good stats that I would want, but it's still a good stat. It's still something that's very useful.
I'm on 46 rank invasion, got nothing close to that.
Yeah, I guess it takes a while. It takes a while. I'm just finishing
Only
rank
with 3 good
28 now.
stats, or 2 stats and armor piercing.
Exactly. 2 stats and armor piercing is not so bad, but as long as 2 of those stats are cooldown and crit chance. For me, the 2 most important stats are cooldown and crit chance. Even if it doesn't have anything else good, if it's cooldown and crit chance, I would actually wear it. I can sacrifice HP, damage, armor piercing, crit
Yeah,
damage.
OFC.
Nothing can stop you.
And nice to see you again, by the way, Yazaru.
But HP is very important for Valen.
HP is important for most characters. Like, for most characters you do want that HP for high content. High content is a bit demanding when it
So
comes
I'd
to
lead
HP.
with 3 stats minimum.
Sure thing, yeah, if you're going for a tanky setup, you definitely need the HP. You can't get away without HP if you're going for a tanky setup.
Well, Bragi is invulnerable 70% of the time.
Indeed, and with good
Invulnerable.
cooldown reduction, with good cooldown reduction, Bragi can practically spam this. Especially if you use something like the Impatient one, which I don't normally use, I just use it for farming. The Impatient one. So let's see my new drops. Victor's Tribute, this one is bad, I can just tell. I've already got better ones. Now I did have good, not good, but some boots. And that's it, fully completed rank 28. Now let's check the Everpeak. Everpeak, I had boots and Woinquot just drop earlier. Woinquot, more counterattack damage, pretty nice. Kind of the same HP, a bit more armor, and instead of wood quality, resistance to damage over time. I think overall it's an upgrade. As long as I can get good rolls on the blessing. Let's see. How many pieces do I have with counterattack damage? 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces. So those can go for damage. I try to go for 3 pieces counterattack and the rest I can keep with damage and HP. This is bad roll, but I'm not gonna repeat it right away. Or maybe I can. Let's repeat it. Let's try again. 2 more tries. I can do 2 more tries without running out of gems. Although I can always transfer some yellow and red. I mean yellow and blue into red and green. Ooh, this is nice. This is nice. This is close to 40% crit damage. No, close to 100% crit damage. 2,500 is 100% crit damage. So this is kind of few percent less, not so bad. And it's more than my old one. Due to having more as a base. So overall, good upgrade, and the HP is a bit more. Definitely worth it. Okay, let's equip this. Now let's look at the boots. The boots, I'm losing wood quality, but I'm getting counterattack damage again. I'm losing the speed bonus, but I'm getting resistance to damage over time, and I'm losing HP. I think it's not worth it. For 45 counterattack damage, I will be losing around 3000 HP, definitely not worth it, and 300 armor. I can save those if someone needs them. But yeah, not gonna change. What about the Grimnir boots I've been keeping? More HP. The counterattack is less. And there's energy instead of wood quality. Well, I don't think it's worth it. I'm gonna keep them in if someone needs them again, but not gonna wear them myself. Oh, and my storage is full again.
Those 900 difference in armor equal around 12k HP.
Yeah. Armor difference is definitely worth a lot. You can see just from the blessings how much armor is worth how much HP. Like if I do this, you can see 3 armor pieces are equal to, so 1550 armor equals 10,000
Yeah.
HP. So 6000 HP is equal 900 armor. So it's not 12k HP, it's more like 6k
I made
HP.
some tests to theory craft.
And even if I do it like that, like earlier what I did, like let's do it like this and see with the linking how much it goes. If I link them, we lose some stuff. Yeah.
I meant 6k.
Okay, let's not say 6k because I wasn't using the God token. But if I use the God token, it's 9k. So let's say 9,000. Not 6,000, 9,000. Ignore the 6k because I wasn't using the God token.
I made those exact tests and how
But
they
actually,
influence
yeah,
the defense
look, the
stat.
armor went up. The armor went up, so it's still actually 900 armor is roughly 6,000. But because this didn't change, this only changed the armor and the HP together, not
Conclusion
just
was
one of them.
1900 armor equals 12k HP.
Yep, I guess so. 1860 armor, like 1860 is 12k HP. 1860. But it's nice to know how much armor equals how much HP. That's why when you go for counterattack setup, someone might want to do something like this, mixture between armor and HP. But I do prefer to go for more HP over armor most of the time. I do prefer to do something like this. But any case, in this piece, I want damage. What am I blessing now? Am I blessing the one I'm wearing? I'm gonna make sure I'm blessing the right one. I'm gonna go to this set.
Cause some items have armor but no HP, like necks, and they still very good if they have 2k armor, and no HP.
Oh yeah, like my necklace I just got earlier. Earlier, as I showed you, I got a mountain pendant upgrade, which the only difference between my green and red was the green was giving armor extra, and the red one was giving me wood quality instead of goat chance instead of wood quality compared to the red. So it was definitely an upgrade. Like this mountain pendant. It gives 3200 armor. That's a lot of armor. It doesn't give HP, but it's fine. It gives me good armor. If only it gives cooldown reduction, it would have been nice. Or flat damage. The perfect thing I could have here is instead of resistance to have some flat damage, instead of extra gold to have HP, and instead of crit damage cooldown reduction. I can sacrifice some crit damage for armor. It's definitely gonna be nice. Because armor, look at that, I currently have 32,000, so this is giving me 10% of my total armor. Definitely a huge thing. Okay, let's go play on another character. I'm gonna quickly check my invasions on the other guys and see who is closer to finishing a rank.
My
Who
next
is
question,
closer?
for which I still have no answer, is if there are diminishing returns on either of the stats, and what is the threshold of each of them, as in, when does one starts being better than the other?
Well, have you asked this in the official Discord channel? There is a section there, Ask Me Anything, AMA, where we are supposed to be asking questions and someone from the team is supposed to answer. So far I've not received a single response there. So I'm not sure whether that's still true, whether they're gonna be answering all the things we are asking. I do hope they do though. I really do hope they answer all the questions we've asked there, cause it's kind of weird if they don't. If they have this section and they just ignore anyone, then what's the point of it? But I was giving them some time because it's holidays, so they might be away from the office and maybe there's no one who can answer the questions right now. But I think it's time for them to start answering some of the piled up questions. I've also joined the Discord for Wosen, which I thought I had joined before. Maybe I joined it on my old account, and when I made a new Discord channel, I forgot to join the Wosen one with it. So I will be keeping track of the Wosen news now as well, and feeding them to my own Discord, which I normally do for all games that give us this. I so far haven't seen diminishing returns myself as well. Maybe at a certain moment crit chance seems to be unnecessary. That's why currently with the way the game is, I do prefer investing more in flat damage rather than crit chance and getting crit chance from accessories. It just seems better. I only go for crit chance when I'm doing farming sets. And even then you have soft cap of 80%.
Chance capped at 80%.
Exactly, crit chance is capped at 80%. Bog chance used to be capped before. I'm not sure what the cap is now, but I think it's also 80%, the limit of bog chance. And if you're using the passive on Conrad, Blessing of the Brave or whatever it was called, it's gonna be very hard to reach the cap of bog chance, but the cap of crit chance it's easy. But when I do play Conrad, I always try to play with Blessings of the Brave and stacking a lot of crit chance.
You're gonna top 40%.
40% is for bog chance? Okay.
Lock that is.
Okay, so bog chance 40% limit. Well, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, getting some fragments now. That's why I'm not completing this map right away. I'm taking my time.
Blessing of the Brave.
40% with Blessing of the Brave, so without it you would have 90, but you're still gonna have 40% limit. That's why Blessing of the Brave is nice though. Because it's allowing you to do something with that excessive bog chance we can stack from different nodes. So in fact, if you have 40 with Blessing of the Brave, your total bog chance, if there wasn't a cap, would have been 90%.
You can go to 80% at least.
Oh, you can go to 80%. Okay. All right, that's nice. Well, you can still get more bog chance with certain skills, like that basic attack that gives you bog chance, and then taunt can give you bog chance. And then there's auras that can give you bog chance. So yeah, without buffs probably 40, but if 40 is not the limit, if 40 is not the cap, then you can definitely stack more with certain builds. One of them being taunt based stuff. But using taunt means not having to use break through the ranks in most cases. So it's kind of sacrificing mobility for the taunt. Is it worth it? If you can stack enough damage reduction, definitely not worth stacking that much more bog chance.
Taunt.
I can't wait for Wosen to launch so I can start making builds. Because currently anything I make on Wosen would be outdated after 3 weeks or 4 weeks from now. So it's definitely not not worth it just for a few days, knowing that I'm gonna have to redo it from scratch afterwards. So I'm gonna just take my time enjoying Warhammer Chaosbane more often for now, until WoWs and launches, until the Torchlight update 10. When Torchlight Frontiers releases update 10, I won't be playing Warhammer as much until Kila comes in. When Kila comes in, I'm gonna be spending some time making builds for her, gearing her up, doing invasions with her. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy beginning of the year. New update and wipe in Torchlight Frontiers. Update and wipe and launch of Wosen, the new character for Chaosbane. I need to get rid of some items here. I don't think I can handle having that many things. Like this one, I don't think I need it. I've got this one which is better, I think. And this one is probably good for damage over time setup, but fuck it, let's just get rid of it. Those ones, I'm keeping this one, cause it's cooldown and crit chance. This one, cooldown, armor piercing and damage. This is good if I don't need crit chance. If I'm going for a summoner setup, I probably don't need that many crits. Although, if I'm going for a summoner setup, I'm definitely not gonna be using this. So I'm just gonna, yeah, get rid of this. If only I had cooldown on that one. What am I playing right now? I'm playing my regular setup. I did experiment the other day with going all the way here in Nature's Hair Out. One thing I want to experiment with is going for this one. Like doing a executors based setup on the summoner maybe might be interesting and fun, but probably won't be worth it. Like I'm gonna have to get all my gear to be damage over time, and I wanna do poison pets. Poison pets would mean going all the way for this one and then taking this one and not going here. Maybe stopping on that one there, or maybe not even getting this one. We'll see. This one is nice, so even if I take that one, it's not so bad. So the idea would be to go all the way here and maybe even all the way here. Poison skills dealing damage based on health regeneration. Then I'm gonna have to get health regeneration, and it's gonna be difficult to balance things out. And if I can get my pets to do more damage with this, it's gonna be fine. But I still think currently this is one of the best setups you can get for a summoner build. You get some flat damage, you get some good skills for the pets, you get some more flat damage, so I'm getting 20% more flat damage, I'm getting enough cooldown reduction. And this crit damage is kind of a waste because it doesn't apply to the pets, but look at that, 52% flat damage from this setup. There isn't much more flat damage I can get easily. Like, flat damage, I don't see any more flat damage nodes. Maybe there's some here. Cooldown, there's a cooldown reduction node here. And actually I need to test a setup that invests into this one. I think a physical setup investing into this wouldn't be too bad. But this is only 20%. And knowing that with the counterattack damage setup here with ambush I can get more. I can get up to 100 and something percent when I'm stacking counterattack. This just seems like a wasted node that no one would wanna take. But this 10% cooldown reduction is a lot of cooldown reduction. And then you get extra armor for the price of a bit of crit damage. So this is the tanky setup. If you want a tanky lesser probably would be something like this. And I'm thinking maybe for the Eternity set I can try and do it. Either the Eternity or the Everlasting. I already posted the build for the Everlasting. Maybe for the Eternity I can try something like this. Because physical, the Heroic Eternity skill I think was a physical trap, was it? No, it was, yeah, actually it was the skill, the Heroic skill. So I can, this is physical trap. This is physical. So I'm normally at the moment for my eternity set going for... Wait, I'm doing Executor's Eternity. Yeah, here the last time I played I was testing Executor's Eternity, but it didn't seem like worth it. I was doing Ambush together with Executors, and it was working fine, but I'm gonna test it later. I'm gonna test going for a more tanky Elessa. Because with the cooldown reduction that's gonna mean a lot of spamming. A lot of spamming, and with the good Ring of Resonance it's gonna be quite nice. And we can get this Queen's Wrath for 18,000 health regeneration and 10% damage reduction instead of this one for 13,000 and poison damage. But that would mean having to sacrifice 131% damage. And is it worth it sacrificing 131% damage? I think it is if I change my gear to not be counter-attack damage but rather damage based. Damage based setup. That's a lot of points here that I can scrap. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 22 points, and I'm losing 4% cooldown reduction, but I will be gaining 20. So let's reset this. Let's try and get this. And let's try and get this and this and this. And I can't get this one though. Not enough points. Okay, let's get this. Do I even want this extra 5%? I think it's probably not gonna be worth it getting those extra 5%. I'm probably better off getting some flat damage. Let's see, I need my executors. Where is my executors? Is this it? And I need a ring, Ring of the Guardian. So let's equip Ring of the Guardian executors. 174 base at the moment. That's without the passive, So I need this in there. And I need this passive there. And then there's not enough room for that one. If we get rid of this regenerate health from the familiar, I can get this one for extra damage. So I'm losing some potential health regeneration. And I can downgrade the spinning blade and get some points here. And then what have we got there that could help us? I can add Lone Hunter. Lone Hunter for extra damage reduction, but I can't get the best one. So I'm thinking here I'm gonna stop at this path. So stopping here and then 9 points. Can I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Ah, fuck, it's not gonna be enough. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still not enough to get the damage. I could get HP. And I'm gonna get the cooldown reduction definitely. And then the best things I can get are HP for cost reduction. And it's 2 of those. Okay, that seems legit. And it doesn't require the new god skill, so anyone who doesn't have the new god skills can actually try using this. So let's do the skill setup again. This one, then we want this and this, and then we put Lone Hunter. Oh, actually I already had it. Okay, I'm missing something. Well, I can either go for that, extra health regeneration and damage reduction, or I can get this one for extra movement speed and damage reduction for 6 seconds. Both are good options, I guess. And both give me the same amount of damage reduction, but this gives me extra damage due to the health regeneration. And the problem is I would need to be in the zone, not dodging. And we are mostly dodging with this build because ambush specialist. So let's go for this one first. So we have this 50% damage reduction, this damage reduction. I think this one with some damage reduction ring would be nice. Because I'm gonna test it now in some easier content, but I don't think it's gonna be that much of a increase in the damage. I don't think the damage is gonna go that high. Like the previous setup, I was doing executors together with ambush. Or was it assassinate? Yeah, together with ambush. Executors ambush seemed fine for trap. Not as good as you wanted, but it seemed kind of nice. So the damage should be 10 million of the trap I'm leaving. I've seen the trap I can leave behind when dodge rolling reaching 10 million. With this build it doesn't. This build I'm whacking crit damage and I'm whacking flat damage. Look at that low crit damage, and my crit chance is terrible due to bad accessories. So if I were to equip this with more crit chance, less cooldown reduction, what would it mean for me? How is my cooldown reduction? Oh, this map is with reduced cooldowns? Okay, I'm gonna have to test in a different map, because yeah, the moment is just kind of a joke here, this cooldown. I'm gonna have to test it on Chaos 5-6 just to see what damage I can reach there, but I don't think it's gonna be that good unless I invest into some damage stuff. And this is still not gonna be a tanky lesser, because it's still not gonna be as tanky as Conrad, it's still not gonna be as tanky as Evontier, and even Bragi with the right setup can be a bigger mean machine compared to this lesser setup stacking cooldown reduction. I mean, I can still get cooldown reduction from different sources, like from accessories, like from ring, like was it Iron Bark ring, I think it was called? Iron Bark ring, this one. So with this one I can get extra cooldown reduction, but I need good crit chance for this to work. And then there was that other ring that gives us HP cooldown reduction for the price of damage. I don't even have it, but I know there is one for everyone like this. So I can get up to 40% more cooldown reduction from there. Not cooldown, but damage reduction, I mean. And this one, this damage reduction needs to needs to hit an enemy in order to trigger this. Which on bosses is easy, you just throw the trap in the boss and then it works. This trap. Okay, I need to kill some more enemies here. This map is increasing the cooldowns even of my dodge roll, I think. Hope I can get done with this map quickly. Alright, let's leave this one. So this Eternity set is probably the most underpowered one on LS at the moment. Because it's supposed to be such a gimmick set. You're supposed to be dodging inside the boss. Like if let's say this grass field is the boss, what I'm supposed to be doing is doing something like this. Like dodging in and out and in and out all the time, leaving traps on the boss, and that's just a pretty weird way to play, having to just do this all the time. Of course you're gonna be doing other traps as well, but you're supposed to be doing this all the time. And it just doesn't seem right to have such a heroic skill. It just feels wrong to push someone into playing in such a risky way without having means of getting a lot of damage reduction. So I can stack how many damage reduction? Let's say... Wait, I'm using the wrong one here. I should be using this one. So I should be using this one, that means I have some more points to play with. So I've got 10% from here, 10% from here, up to 50 from this one, but that's not gonna be triggering when we're next to the boss leaving traps. So let's say it's 30% altogether, 10, 10, 10. Oh no, actually the 40% only works on the first attack, the other 10% only if I have no enemies nearby. So I'm not gonna count on this being there all the time. But let's say 20, and let's say we can stack that 20 with this 20, and that's 40. And if we put 2 rings with damage reduction, we can get it to 100%. It's still not gonna be enough, but at least we have Lone Hunter being there for us. I think I can get this defense with the proper rings to like 15, 16 million. It's still not gonna be enough for Chaos 8, but for Chaos 7 maybe it might work. Still not face tanking everything, dodging all the time, but then you'd have to put some points into legendary reinforcement. And this is supposed to be a cooldown based setup, so it's probably gonna work. Something like this. Let's say 30%. So we have 30% damage reduction and damage taken with my levels. A new player would not be able to get this easily. Let's see, I'm casting... I just used 3 cooldown skills, 4 cooldown skills, it's still not giving me the buff. 5, 6, 7, still not giving me the buff. 8. So it's not enough, I need 35% here. Let's see now, with 35%, how often can we get this to proc? I want this proccing often. If it doesn't proc often, then there's no point in it. There we go, we finally got it to proc, and that's after 5 skills. Okay, let's try again. Let's say all my cooldowns are ready. I'm gonna wait for this one. I can use this one. Okay, it procs from the first try. And I can use this one, then I can use this one. Use this one. So I got it to proc once, and now it's still not proccing. So it's definitely a very random stuff with this low chance. So it might be better to go for this thing. Like 30% here. I think this would be better. Losing some damage, but at least we get some damage reduction. I will test this one now on, let's say, Chaos 5. Let's do Chaos 6 first. Maybe Chaos 6 would be enough. Grand map maybe. Pool of blood when they die, enemy health, well, we'll see. That's gonna be a tough one, but I think we can deal with it. I wanna test see how this specific setup performs. I'm seeing very low damage numbers though. I mean, before with my other setups I could see this trap going up to 10 million. The dodge roll trap. And this build is supposed to be played like that. Leaving a trap behind when dodging, I don't think they meant us to play it in another way. Because then you're losing the whole trap, and then the whole heroic skill is gonna be pointless if you don't make the best out of it. So I'm seeing up to 3 million, and that's so low. 5 million, but that wasn't from the trap, I think. $7.9 million defense. Not really much. And Lone Hunter is not proccing because I'm always near the enemies. So instead of going for Lone Hunter, my other idea would be to get Guardian Spirit maybe. Or follow tracks for damage. I'm not sure what else I can do. Yeah, those just don't seem to be worth it. Let's try this. Is this physical damage? Yeah, it is. And yeah, it's just terrible. I think when there's a lot of enemies maybe it's fine, but this is Chaos 6. On any other build on Elessa, I would have completed this kill long ago. Not sure what they meant for the build by giving us this specific skill here. Yeah, we're supposed to be dropping traps all the time. And I do have 2 of the traps under my arsenal, and I'm making sure they're physical damage. It has a chance to repel enemies. The other option would be to upgrade this one. If I get enough points, I can try and upgrade this one. But it's not gonna be that big of an increase. But I'm gonna try and do it. So downgrading this. And what else can I downgrade? I could downgrade this one, but then there's no point in actually taking it. But I could downgrade it for just 5% extra damage, which really isn't worth it. So I guess I'm only going here for the cooldown, and that makes and for this one. So yeah, only for those two. So it's kind of worth it, but not really. Going that way, but we'll see. If I take something else, if I upgrade the trap, where did it go? That trap. So upgrading this trap, and I've got 8 points. With those 8 points I can still take Lone Hunter, or I can get Follow Tracks for 10% damage, or Tactical Retreat. Oh, actually I already have Tactical Retreat. So yeah, there's not much choice anymore. Two things I can take that are worth it. Lone Hunter or Follow Tracks. And this won't work for me. I mean, I'd rather take that one, because I'm not gonna be attacking a poisoned enemy. This one would be fine, because I can at least spam my energy trap a bit more. We'll see how it works now. But I think on Chaos 7 and 8, this would be one shot all the time. Like, just a random attack, just a random poison pull on the ground would be one shotting this setup. And if it comes to invasions, it's gonna be even tougher to survive. The damage is nowhere near what one might want it, and the damage reduction is not there either. You would need some accessories for damage reduction, which would mean sacrificing potential damage. So what's my health regeneration damage? 374% when this field is up. I could get it to 400% if I regenerate energy through the familiar. So now it's what? Now it's 454, and even with 454 the damage is kind of bad. Definitely not worth it. But we'll see. I'm gonna keep experimenting a bit more. Let's try and play it a bit more static. If you play static, we're losing that whole trap damage. So the way they made this, they're nudging us towards playing a more mobile build by leaving that trap all the time, but then they don't give us enough stuff. The dodge roll based things are two: tactical retreat and follow tracks. Those are the two things that synergize well with ambush specialist. Oh, just a second. My set is counter-attack based. That's probably why the damage is low. If I were to reduce this and get... yeah, I still think counter-attack setup is a better one, because you're getting more HP and you're getting extra armor with this one. And if you go for ambush here, you get up to 138% damage. And combining this with executors, you get around extra 200%, 300% when a poison field is active. And the better setup I was playing earlier seems nice. So I'm gonna revisit this build. I'm gonna leave it as it is, and then I'm gonna re-bless all my gear. I'm gonna re-bless everything here for flat damage and HP. Flat damage and HP, it's gonna mean I'm losing around 6,000 armor. So I'm gonna be losing around 6,000 armor, which is a lot of armor, but at least I'm gonna be getting some flat damage. And maybe then this would be fine of a setup. Maybe I can still get it to do 12-15 million damage per trap. And be a bit more tanky than the other setup. but I still don't think it's gonna be worth it. I do have very good rolls on the counter-attack damage set at the moment, so it's gonna be a shame to lose it. Let's check something. I'm gonna make sure all the procs are not working now. Let's get rid of the enemies and just... So let's stay away from the health regeneration fields. 184 attack, 123 damage. Let's start blessing one by one. Starting from the one with the lowest rolls. Wait, I think I've got a better Ring of Resonance already. This one is 5 cooldown reduction. No, I don't have one with cooldown. But this one only gives me cooldown reduction, the rest is bullshit. But it gives me health regeneration. I guess that's why I was wearing it. The other ones don't have health regeneration. Okay, that explains some things. So let's start with this. So my HP, if I bless everything that way, would go down to probably 200,000 instead of 277. Just by doing this, I'm losing from 277 to 272. All that HP lost. It does seem like counterattack is the way to go for a less when it comes to the trap and to the other set with the everlasting. The everlasting and the eternity sets does seem to be a good synergy for using physical skills, physical traps. The attack is going up though. The attack is going up. I'm gonna try again in the town to convert some items. $40 million, really? Why did I just see 40 million? Was that just a glitch or 15 million? Okay, I'm starting to see some numbers. Like how did it suddenly go to 40 million? I mean, come on, how? Was it the dodge roll that did 40 million damage? I mean, if that's the actual numbers, this might be a good setup when I get some more damage. The question would be, can it survive those hits from the boss? And I can get something like chitin links and iron bark ring, and then it would be able to survive. And if I can get it to survive, then maybe it's gonna be worth it. Now let's see if I can tank this AoE. The big AoE the enemy does. So far on Chaos 6 it's fine, but I don't think on Chaos 8 I'm gonna survive, but on Chaos 7 probably. So if I can make it a good setup for Chaos 7, then I'm gonna be happy. So let's go to the town and check after this boss fight. Let's check whether I can get it to be a good one. But it's definitely not gonna be the setup for everyone. I don't even know how and why I managed to get that 40 million earlier, but I did clearly see 40 million damage on my screen. that's a lot of cooldown reduction. Like the God Skill 3 gives me 10%. Just from this node alone, 10%. If I get rid of the health regeneration, which I will try, getting rid of the health regeneration, getting rid of executors, and going for ambush together with this one. And then that's gonna be the next thing I'm gonna try. But I just got rid of the counterattack damage, so maybe I should have tried this before that. Before getting rid of the counterattack blessings. Let's see if I can get that 40 million. I got 17 million just earlier. Let's try again with this enemy. Yeah, this is very rare occurrence, that high damage. Okay, last try now. Quickly changing some blessings. Exchange. Let's exchange this for this. 1200 should do. Let's exchange this for green. Green again, like 1000 something should do. Let's see, quickly getting rid of some junk. I'm gonna keep this because I don't have another one and I just wanna experiment later with damage taken HP increase. Like the Ring of Resonance is not bad and it really synergizes well, but if I get something with health regeneration and damage and cooldown and crit chance, let's see what else I've got with cooldown. This one has cooldown and crit chance, but it's only gonna give me extra damage for that one. But if I sacrifice the damage of Ring of Resonance, this is not a bad one. Unfortunately, no health regeneration. Whereas this one, there we go, cooldown, crit chance, health regeneration, HP, and chance to dodge hits, which kind of maybe fits well with this build. I wish it wasn't 10% though. I wish it was like 20 or 25% chance to dodge hits. Then this ring would have been worth it. But I'm gonna bless the shit out of stuff. I'm gonna use this now. Let's bless it. And then I'm gonna move on to blessing the other stuff. I'm not gonna do second try until I'm done with every single piece that has counterattack damage. So next off was the chest. No, chest is done. This one. Look at this. This is almost maximum counterattack damage and almost maximum HP. Kind of feel bad having to get rid of this row because I don't think I will ever be able to get one like this. Let's just quickly check. Have I got an alternative Eternity Gauntlet? No, just this one. Well, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Let's see with this one. Let's see that. Does this work? That's a lot of damage. That's almost max row damage. Totally worth it and almost max row HP. Okay, from one max row to another max row. If it keeps going like that, I'm not gonna be even mad about losing the high rows. Let's see this. Okay, that works. Okay, not so bad. So what else is counterattack? The Ember Talisman. The Ember Talisman. And this one gives me, oh, this is mixture. This is 3 green, 3 red at the moment. I could actually do that, 3 green, 3 red, but let's just go for 4 red for now. Still gonna have okay amount of HP maybe. So we're losing the Ring of Resonance, which is some stunning, some utility. Now let's just find the one with the lowest amount of damage, this one, and try and re-bless it with the final few left stones. Can we get 4.4 or 4.3? 4.395. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. This one 4.2, maybe worth it trying to re-bless it. No, actually the bow. The bow is still, it doesn't have damage. So we're sacrificing a lot of HP and armor now. We will see if in the end it would be worth it. So nothing gives me armor, counterattack damage and armor now. Oh, just the helmet. Shit, I forgot about the helmet. Okay, I've got one more try to do if I exchange something like this. And then a bit of this. And then I can try again with the helmet. We're gonna get good attack. At least that's a thing there for us. So we are losing a lot of damage, but all the cooldown we are getting should be worth it. So where did that ring go? I wanna get that ring equipped. So the HP is barely changing. The HP 296 difference, barely any difference. The health regeneration is the same. But getting extra crit chance is a key thing, because I had like 27, now I have 36. And what about the other Ember Talisman? Like an Ember Talisman without crit chance but with cooldown reduction and health regeneration but without flat damage. Overall I think with this one my damage would suffer. Even though I get health regeneration. Ring of the Guardian. I have this Ring of the Guardian here. Just wanna compare. Oh, this is how we do it, okay. This one doesn't have cooldown. I think I'm gonna go for that one that I'm wearing right now. It's gonna take some min-maxing, but I think I'm ready to try again and see how it performs. And Chaos 6 is a good testing ground. It's not Chaos 7, but it gives me an idea whether the build can be fast when it comes to clearing in Chaos 7. Because if it's slow in Chaos 6, it's definitely gonna be slow in Chaos 7. Let's see if I can see something more than 40 million. I'm seeing bigger hits now. I'm seeing bigger hits in most things, but I'm gonna check that big number that every now and then appears to see how big it can go. Also, let's check the damage here. It is giving me bigger damage there. but I have 40,000, 43,000 less HP, which is a big deal, and 6,000 less armor, which my armor now is 32, so I had 38 point something thousand armor before. 17 million, that's not a bad number. Definitely not a bad number. I think on Chaos 7 the build is gonna die a lot though. Without getting some more HP. Let's see, where can I get HP? One ring is missing HP and the amulet is missing HP. And the bow is missing HP. The dagger is missing HP. Okay. So that's 4 items that can give me HP. And I think a bow gives up to 20 something thousand HP when it's a green one. 30. Okay, I think this would be a great upgrade if I get a better symbiosis. Like, is the symbiosis better? We are losing armor piercing and we are gaining HP. It doesn't give counterattack damage, but I'm not using a counterattack damage setup. And I'm only losing what? I'm gonna have to bless it. For now I can try and wait. Maybe let's exit this map and bless it and then restart. Thankfully I kept the symbiosis for cases where I don't need the counterattack damage. For extra crit damage, and that's a great move. Yeah, I think this would be the bow I need. This would be the bow I need. I'm gonna go all in the exchange system this time around. So we need more red. Go all in. We need more red. Go all in. Let's try and get a good roll. Just from this bow, that's gonna be 36,000 extra HP. Wait, which? I've got 3 symbiosis bows. Now I have to make a choice. I need cooldown, and this one has it. I need flat damage, this one has it. Crit damage, this one has it. I know this can't give crit chance. Crit chance can only come from that, so we're fine. Damage over time could have been something else though, like armor piercing. So I'm gonna lose 13 armor piercing, but I think it's gonna be worth it for that HP. I know 13 armor piercing is a lot, because you can get only 2% on an item from blessings, if I'm not mistaken. Between 1.8 and 2%. So that's almost as much as a full set of items. Maybe a full armor set if you don't count the weapons and accessories. So my damage is a bit lower, but overall I've got a bit more extra crit damage, 0.5 more cooldown reduction, and a lot of HP. And the other one I'm using here. Wow, 1.4 counterattack damage on this one. Okay. There's one more thing I wanna experiment with later, and it's gonna be dashing daggers instead of executors. Or maybe even Tireless Guardian. Tireless Guardian would work well if I can get it to 400% when I stack 2 familiars. Well, actually I can't stack 2 familiars because I'm not on the summoner set. Let's try again now. Probably shouldn't be trying this act 5 might be a bit tricky for this setup, but let's see. If I get the Scorpion boss, it's gonna be the hardest one to deal with. And I do think I got the Scorpion boss, because this map should only have a Scorpion. So the Eternity set is Eternity Protectress. Okay, interesting name. Spam all the traps while we can. I'm trying to stand in one place to see how it works without moving away from it. If I don't move, the damage doesn't seem too good. 27 million. What did that damage though? I still can't say what does how much damage. I think it was the spinning blade that did the 27 million. Four, 3, 1, 6, 1, 5, 4, 9, 5. Who the hell does so much damage? Wasn't this one, but it should be. This is the highest damaging skill I've got. So I just did 13 million with spinning blade and 10 million with my number 1 trap, with the damage reduction trap. So I do think it would be okay on Chaos 7 if you min-max and get a good executors with HP and decent rings. 34 million, okay, getting some numbers there. I'm getting some numbers. Let's check on the boss fight though, that's what normally matters. One thing I'm thinking of is getting rid of this Guardian for health regeneration and damage reduction and adding something else. But with this Guardian I can probably face tank most things. This enemy normally I can't face tank. Let's see if it can one-shot me when I've got the Guardian stacked with the other stuff. Like this one. Let's see, can he one-shot me now? No, he couldn't. And my health regeneration is enough to withstand this one, but this is Chaos 6, so it's expected for Chaos 6 to be able to be face tanked. And that's without damage reduction rings. I think on Chaos 7 this would need the damage reduction things to be able to face tank. So a good cheat in links. And something like, what's its name? Iron Bark ring with good stats. Then we can maybe use one of those two and keep Ring of the Guardian for cooldown reduction or keep Amber Talisman for cooldown reduction. If I were to change Amber Talisman, what would I need? Nearby enemies take more damage. Probably would be better. Or I can get... yeah... probably getting Ring of the Guardian and keeping Amber Talisman would be the better option. The thing is, Ring of the Guardian is 50% chance to reduce the cooldowns. Amber Talisman is only 30% chance. So the difference is quite a big difference, 40% difference. I can kind of, at the moment, with both Ring of the Guardian and the Amber Talisman, I can spam. I can keep the uptime of my God skill kind of all the time being able to cast it. Like it just ended and I just recasted it quickly. Yeah, I was able to face tank for quite some time. This nasty elite with the big spear and the boss. And dodging gives me damage and damage reduction. That's why I need to be doing it more often and leave that trap. Well, I think it works. I think it works, but I'm gonna do Chaos 7 after this, just to test it. But I do think it definitely has potential to be an okay build. And I've done a 40 million hit before switching to full damage. While I had counter-attack damage which was not giving me bonuses. So I think now I can probably do 50-60 million of the same situation that gave me that 40 million in the last map. Which is more than I can achieve on my summoner build with my current items. I've not done more than 21 million on a summoner setup. And this one, mind you, does damage in AoE, whereas the summon does in a pierced vine. So it's still AoE, but it's piercing with the summon. This one does it in a circle. Shit, there's no enemies to use this on. Better find myself some. So at least now I can suggest for someone who wants to play the Eternity set a build that doesn't use the new god skills. Just the old ones. Just the old ones, it's spammy, it has some HP from here, some HP from here, it has some cooldown reduction, it has HP regeneration, and you can combine executors. And we're not using this useless, which one is it? This useless skill. I think the damage on this skill definitely needs to be increased. Currently, I don't see anyone wanting to take this skill, and this is like a waste of SWAT, so they definitely need to rebalance and rework this bonus damage. I think this should be 30%, this should be 50%, and then this should probably be 70% extra damage. It's not gonna be as much as that one, because that one, when I had a full set with counter attack, was giving me 138% damage. So it's not as much, but it is something that offers you a decent cooldown reduction, and it offers you this one for the damage reduction and health regeneration. Mind you, something that many people probably haven't noticed, this gives more health regeneration than this. So for a executor's setup, this is pretty nice. And it's physical damage. This one is poison, so this is definitely meant to be for a physical setup. I just think this skill is wasted, and if this one was giving me more damage I would have used it, but at the moment I don't find it worth it. I would have even invested 3 points here and removed some of the HP. Probably. Which HP would have been better to remove? Both of those give us 12% HP and 2 armor, so it doesn't matter which one. And they both give us minus cost reduction, so again it doesn't matter which one. But if this was worth taking I would have, but 20% just doesn't justify me taking it. So something else I might want to test is, instead of this one, to use, which was the other one? Oh, do you know what? I could probably use Hallowed Spirits. if that damage is added to me, it's gonna be nice. I think this healing is added to me. It has a chance to heal all players, whereas this damage is not added to me. Every time a summoned creature hits an enemy, damage is increased cumulatively. So it's only for the summons, but I do have a summon here, so if this damage was applied to me it would have been nice, but it isn't. This healing, however, would work on me, but still it doesn't justify taking it. Wound Hunter would be probably the better option. So I'm gonna check Chaos 7 with Wound Hunter. $414 just from staying in this field. That's a good damage just for staying in this field, and I can stay in this field. This is a big field. I can keep myself in it without a problem. Okay, Chaos 7. So that's 414%, then 150% from here, and the set itself gives us extra 400% to enemies with high health. That means bosses and elites, I assume. This one is applied to the trash mobs, this one to only default like to bosses and elites, this one again to all sorts of enemies. So those two would give me damage to trash mobs and bosses, this only to bosses, not so bad. So just need to find better accessories and this would be worth it. Quick check on Chaos 7, but I'm gonna do lesser map just to make sure it's not giving me some nasty modifiers. Some water. All the talking gets my throat dry. So let's see, can I survive static on Chaos 7? So the enemies are taking a long time to get killed, which I guess is to be expected. But the best way to do it is just stack them up in a bigger group. The problem is this thing applies when there aren't any enemies nearby. Since I'm dodging close to enemies all the time, it won't be that great of an asset for me. Most of the time there will be enemies around me, but look at that, I'm seeing some okay crits, 13 million. Oh wow, fuck. Yeah, I'm not liking the damage, it just doesn't seem worth it. And now I went in there and died. So with the Guardian Spirit maybe it was a bit better. Because I can't get this to proc, I can't get this Lone Hunter to proc most of the time. Due to me having to dodge inside an enemy's feet to leave the trap behind and dodge back. Look at that. Having to do this just doesn't feel really right. And then on enemies like this, yeah, I did do 15 million just now, and another 15 million. I just do 15 million every time I dodge in his feet and dodge away from it when I'm inside the poison field. One thing that needs to be considered is whether Lone Hunter's damage reduction and the health regeneration is applied to my trap. Like, I think it isn't, because the trap is left behind when I'm next to the enemy and I dodge away from it, not the other way around, when I'm not next to the enemy and I dodge into. So I think this set would be better if the trap is left at the end of the row. This can boost the set This would give the set the ability to get benefit from this lone hunter bonus when leaving the trap. I think if it counts that way. If for that split second between leaving the trap and removing the bonus we can get it to proc, I think it would be better. And it would make things easier because you're dodging where your cursor is. It's easier if you leave the trap at the end of the dodge roll, not at the start of the dodge roll. Okay, let's just try and find more enemies. But it's not bad. I mean, it can do Chaos 7, so that's fine. Let's see on the boss fight though. This is gonna be the important test. It has some survivability, so overall it's not a bad set. And I've seen higher damage numbers than the summoner build, which I didn't think would be the case for this set. This is the set I was expecting to give me the smallest amount of damage numbers. But it's definitely not everyone's cup of tea having to dodge all the time. And min-maxing this would be very tricky. Having accessories and items with health regeneration is one of the hardest things to get. There are so many, as Iazaru earlier said, necklaces and rings are so hard to get with min-max throws because there are so many things that can drop on those, that can roll on those. And I do think this is a better setup than going for ambush executors maybe, because I've been seeing higher numbers. I could try using a setup that's like going all the way for this cooldown reduction, not taking this, but I still think this is good for the damage reduction, even if you don't benefit from the health regeneration bonus as executors. Maybe a setup that goes all the way here and then goes all the way here for counterattack damage with extras. That's gonna be 16% cooldown reduction. Because where was it? We're going. Get there, you go this way. I think there was 6% cooldown reduction on the way to their one. So 2% here. 4% already, 6%. 6%. 8%. I can get 18% cooldown reduction if I go all the way here. I don't need to go all the way there. So 18% cooldown reduction if I stack this with the other one. But that's gonna be if I don't take the health regeneration base damage, which is too much. Just from this skill alone, as you can see, it's 300 and something %. Now it's 414, but let's remove Lone Hunter from the equation, because it's not permanent. So this few percent there will give me 370 something, I think. Let's try and remove it. Lone Hunter, I need to be right next to an enemy. I think now. 374, yeah, not bad. Not bad, 374% extra damage without counting Lone Hunter in the equation is fine. I'm gonna try something. Instead of Lone Hunter, I'm gonna use this skill, the God skill, for the 15% damage, just to see whether this 15% damage can really make a difference. First of all, let's see the number here. Didn't change much. I think what a lesson needs is damage based off of cooldown, of damage reduction. So I think this should be physical damage increased based on damage reduction. That would force you into using the rings with damage reduction. And if I were a developer, I would have changed this to give us physical damage based on damage reduction to up to a limit. Like if you have 100% damage reduction, 100% extra damage with this one. With this one it's gonna be 50% for 100% damage reduction. And this one would be somewhere in the middle, let's say 75% extra damage for 100% damage reduction. But 100% damage reduction is not easy to reach if you're not using rings. Let's say you have 2 rings for 40, and that's fine. Then you use this one for another 10, and then you have 50. Then you use this for another 10, and then you have 60, and then you need a bit dodging with this one to have 80. And then maybe you can try and use Lone Hunter, which doesn't work all the time. You can try and use the Guardian Spirit. But overall, it's gonna be hard to get that, but it's still gonna be nice to have like some extra damage based on damage reduction. And I think this would be the better way to handle this skill and make it not too OP, because people would have to sacrifice damage rings to get that extra damage. So they're sacrificing damage rings, but they're getting damage reduction rings. So they're balancing things out. And this would offer such an interesting playstyle. Because currently, look at that, 32 million just now. That's nice. That's a nice number. I think this set can be very strong if this skill just gets boosted, regardless whether it's based off of damage reduction, but the damage needs to be increased. It needs to be at least double what we can get, maybe a bit more. Let's gather some more enemies from all places. I think that's a good number of enemies. Let's pull them together. Okay, that should be fine. They should be following me here. Yeah, it's not a really fun playstyle for everyone. Having to do all that dodging to leave that extra damage trap. It doesn't always give you this high number, so it's not a constant damage, but at least you can constantly drop some other traps and the damage would stack up. And it's better than I expected. I did not expect to see such high numbers. Like up to close to 40 million with this setup. Earlier I don't know how I saw 40 million without increasing the damage. So I should be, in theory, that 40 million damage that I saw should in theory be much higher right now, because I changed my blessings from counter attack damage to flat damage. I'm just not seeing the numbers easily because there are so many numbers at the moment stacking up. But let's see the boss fight. We don't have as much armor now, so maybe this boss fight would not be as easy. We do have more HP. Yeah, this is not gonna be as easy. And I didn't have the god skill on. So let's revive and try again. I could tank this one-shot AoE before. I don't think I can tank it now. Yeah. Let's try with Lone Hunter. I'm gonna pay to revive and try with Lone Hunter instead of this one and see if I can tank it. Maybe instead of Lone Hunter, I can try with Guardian Spirit. But let's use Lone Hunter for now. Let's see, can I survive this? Okay, now I survived it. Okay, I think that's gonna be the setup you want for Chaos 7 with Lone Hunter. And you wanna be dodging all the time to get this proc, the proc off of the dodge, the damage reduction extra 10%. And I think with damage reduction rings it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be fine with damage reduction rings for Chaos 7. So all we need is some more HP on the daggers, some more HP on other things that we can get, which at the moment is 1 item, 2 items, 3 items. 3 items I can get HP from. 3 items is a lot of HP, especially knowing that one of them is a dagger. On the dagger I can get close to 20,000, up to 20,000 something HP. So let's say roughly 19,000 is probably what I can get. Like, this one doesn't have cooldown, so I'm not gonna use it. Then on the rings I can get up to 12,000-13,000, and on the amulet I can get another. On the amulet I can get up to 12-13 probably thousand. So let's say I can get around 36,000 HP. No, actually not 36. 40,000 HP, because the dagger gives roughly between 15 and 20, and the ring and amulet roughly, let's say 12,000 or 10,000 or so. So up to 40,000 should be easy to squeeze out when it comes to the HP. And what am I getting at now? I'm using this this legendary endurance. And it is proccing a lot, which is why I think it's better to go for the endurance, sacrifice some damage, go for the endurance. And now I kind of pushed it too far. Let's rest before it regains HP. But that doesn't mean you can't tank from afar. You can try and just avoid this kill that one shots me. I was just experimenting now, seeing if I can keep face tanking all the time. And sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So with good cheating links or good iron bark link, this would be a good setup. I think iron bark is all we need. Iron bark instead of the ring of the guardian is still gonna give us enough cooldown reduction to keep spamming the cooldown base skills, to keep our do this chain reaction up at all times. At the moment I'm not spamming them as much as I want to. And having an Amber Talisman I think would be the best choice. Still gonna give us enough cooldown reduction. So yeah, just need better accessories and I think the build would be fine. I can see this reaching 50-60 million hits when min-maxed. If it can do 40 million right now. And I think it's actually a stronger setup than the summoner if played right. So I'm pretty happy that I decided to try this out today. I was not planning on it, it just happened. I was planning on doing some invasions. Speaking of invasions, let's do some. Let's go on my poison set and do some easy invasions. So I've been finding out some weird stuff eventually by experimenting like that. I'm assuming that right now the legendary rank is here. I'm gonna do it like that. And just wanna check something. Poisonous ring. What I will do is I'm gonna get rid of this poisonous ring. Or maybe not, for speedrunning it's fine, but I was gonna equip this one. Cause it's again cooldown reduction, crit chance, HP and health regeneration, because this doesn't have health regeneration. So it was gonna be more damage. But for the easier difficulties, which I'm gonna do right now, I don't need to sacrifice this ring, because this ring is boosting my damage over time, which is basically all the damage around me and this poison roll. What wood quality is this? 3.7 wood quality. I definitely need to finish those boring nodes and move on to the harder ones. Wait, I'm missing something. Yeah, I'm missing the upgraded version of this one with the poison trail. Hmm. For now, just quick change. I'm gonna revert it later. This poison trail is better when farming easier stuff. If you're farming easier stuff, this poison trail is just what you need. Of course, the other setup I had is better when stacking fights on bosses, when you wanna be standing inside this field. And the health regeneration field for extra damage reduction, but yeah, for this difficulty I'm fine that way. In fact, there's something even better that I can get instead of this Guardian Spirit, and it's this one. 1 point. Well, okay. Two more easy maps and then we're moving to the harder stuff, to the chaos stuff. Or actually, there's a few hard nodes on the left hand side. Very hard nodes, not hard but very hard. He's just dying from the poison, this big guy who was following me. Did he not die? Oh, look at how close he was to dying. Oh, he did die. Eventually. Thankfully I can see the drops on the map, so if there's a green item dropping, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm also not expecting a green item to drop. Let's stack some of the cooldown skills just in case. Just a quick check. Instead of this, For what I'm doing right now, instead of this, it's better to use this one, 30% damage. That means instead of this, I can use the better one for extra 5% damage. Then I should be seeing bigger numbers on this aura. But is this plus damage increasing my damage over time? This is also something I'm not sure about. It says damage increase, but they're separated now, so if I'm using damage over time skills, I do think this works because this increases the damage for poison skill, poison damage. So this is poison damage, this is poison damage, the set is poison damage. And the dodge roll is poison damage, even though it doesn't say how much damage it does. Alright, we've killed enough, let's leave. Let's keep moving. I think LSs can be very strong if you stack multiple LSs. If you stack two LSs, one of them giving the strong Queen's Rat, the other one giving the health regeneration after killing a champion, another one maybe giving the tornado for health regeneration, and maybe someone with a pet for the health regeneration. You can get pretty strong executors LSs. You can get up to 700,000, 800,000, maybe even 900, not 1000 but 900 damage. I think you can stack at least 800 and something damage, but maybe even 900 on the dagger if you have 3 or 4 LSs in the team with all the poison regeneration, because not poison but all the health regeneration, because this one is let's see which Winds of Isha gives the most. This Winds of Isha gives the most. For a physical damage setup, someone could get with that. Someone could get this one from the pet and get some extra damage. So 1, 2 things. Then this one, 3 things. Then 4 things with health regeneration. Then when you move on here, there's 5 things with health regeneration, and this one everyone maybe could get it. And that's a lot of health regeneration. And then you have things on your passive skill tree for it. You can have guardian spirits, like if everyone has those guardian spirits for extra HP regen, it's gonna be great. I'm still to try a summoner with poison-based health regeneration summoner with damage over time on the pets. I'm to try this build, but I'm gonna need some blessing material. So I'm gonna have to farm blessings. I'm gonna need a lot of blessings for damage over time. Because I've tried the I've tried the flat damage based summoner set. I've tried counterattack damage based summoner set. So both of them are not so bad, good results. But I think maybe something with this thing here and going all the way there for extra damage over time would work. I've tried this poison setup with going all the way here, and it definitely didn't work, and this didn't give me enough poison skill damage based on health regeneration. It wasn't enough, so there's things to check. Let's use this. Let's get some fragments. Before this runs out, I better kill those two. Get some fragments. Look at those fragments falling off of the map. Okay, I think I've looted most of the fragment drops, that's fine. Just a few here. Normally when I farm fragments I do put the fragment farming skill, but this time I guess I'm doing an exception. Because I'm not really farming fragments right now. I'm just using the opportunity to get some extra. But for fragment farming, I've said it a few days ago, there's few nodes you want. 1, 2, 3 nodes. Then there's 4, 5, and the other one I think was this one. 6 nodes that can give you good fragments if you repeat farm those. Let's go this way now. I'm gonna do a few more maps on the lesson, then I'm gonna change to Conrad maybe, because I haven't played Conrad in a while. It's gonna be fun. I did unlock rank 37 invasions on my dwarf today. Well, I did unlock them, like the hard nodes I did yesterday. Today I just finished the remaining few easy nodes. But I haven't started it yet, and I've been playing the dwarf a lot lately, so I wanna play a bit on the others, push the invasion ranks higher on the others, try and min-max some items more on the characters that really need it as well. At the moment everyone needs it, so it's hard to pick who to play. Let's get some fragments now. Now I'm gonna have to return and pick up the fragments. I guess it's worth it though. It's worth it because, as I said, I do need to farm some. And look at how many I got just by walking, not even attacking. This is why I like those AoE hour setups. On Alessa with the poison and the poison trail, on Bragi with the fire trail and the fire aura, on Euntir with the fire to nearby enemies and whitening magical damage to nearby enemies and teleporting all the time. And on Conrad, Sigmar's Rat for farming fragments. Because you're just walking with break through the ranks and everyone around you gets hit by those double flames. I think it was on the superior, if I'm not mistaken, superior Sigmar's Rat. It's not what you want for pushing, but it's what you want for farming certain things. Easy content. This way. I've got around an hour and a half more of streaming, so as I said, few more maps on the lesson and then let's move on to Conrad. Oh, they're dying so easy. I went the wrong way. Might as well get some of those orbs before I end them up. Get a fragment run. Okay, let's get some fragments now. Ah, wrong place to use it. Not many enemies. Hope there's some more here. Shit, now there's the boss. Okay, let's hope. Yeah, I picked the worst place to use this fragment farming ability. Okay. I think we're moving on to Chaos 1 finally. I'm gonna stop at the big node. The big node is where I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna switch to Conrad. Push some of his invasions. Moving. Alright, let's pick up all the drops. How's my fragments? I had 0 on those. So already gotten 309 and 230. In those that I had exchanged all of them for red ones. So it's pretty fast. Not even trying to farm fragments, just every now and then using my blood rage and getting enough. I still had the idea of farming shit tons of those, like over 10-20,000, but I always end up needing to try a new setup and reusing them and exchanging them. So I had like 7,000 of one kind the other day. Now all of that got exchanged for red today. Okay. How many more nodes until this big one? One, then two, and then I'm changing to Conrad. Conrad should also be at rank 19 invasions. Not sure how much I've done there on him. The thing about harder invasions is all you need is good burst damage on bosses. Even if you die a lot during an invasion, you can still kind of pay to resurrect if you come prepared with resources and gold. And if you can burst the boss before you can die, then that's all it takes to push your harder invasion ranks, like the ones with annoying cooldown increase or the ones with permanent armor decrease. Those are normally the ones that most of us have problems on regarding on which build. I can see Alessa having difficulty moving past rank 28 into rank 37 solo. Probably with a team, of course, it's always easy to push with a team. Because one can be dead while the other one is attacking, and then you can just take turns who to be dead. One of you can just kite around and try not to die while the others do the damage and sacrifice themselves while doing the damage. There's always that part, but when you're solo, you die and then the boss usually heals up unless it glitches out. If it glitches out, then good for you. It did happen to me earlier, as you saw me playing KL7, the boss kind of glitched out, and I think it was because of the poison field damaging him. That's why he kind of maybe stood in combat and didn't regenerate his HP. See the chest here, maybe it's a good one. No, not a good one. 4300 wood quality. I did get a green though. Was it on this map or on the previous? I think it was on this one. I got the Starlight Tunic. Oh, and an Eternity Helmet, which I don't need. But at least now I do have some sort of idea of an Eternity setup that is not again using the counter-attack stuff. I wanted to avoid using the counter-attack based physical damage on the Eternity setup when I upload a build video for it. So in the next few days maybe I'm gonna make something like that, we'll see. What's my passives here? I'm using this passive, Hunting Feast, getting that cooldown reduction. I'm going all the way here. If only this allowed me one more point. If this one was maybe here, would have been perfect to try and use the tornado. So one more note and then I'm switching to Conrad. Oh, it's this note. Okay. Let's spam. Okay, finish this one. Let's get some more here. Now Conrad. It's funny how Conrad is my lowest legendary rank character, the least played character. Oh, it's this build that I'm using now. Okay. Well, I'm probably gonna switch it to... Which set do I wanna use for speed? First of all, let me check how far I am in my invasions. I'm this far in my invasions. Well, why rank 11? I need rank 19. Oh shit, was I doing rank 11? Fuck. I I've been doing rank 11 by accident. Damn. So I've wasted time doing some stuff on rank 11. Well, okay. Not good. Not good. At least it wasn't that much. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nodes, I think. Let's compare. Actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes. Okay. And this one is probably unwalkable. So it's not so much that I've accidentally done on 11. Wondering which to use, which set would be the best. I could try using meteoric iron. If it's the easy nodes, I'm gonna do, where is it? I need this one. For the easy nodes, this would be the better choice. So what else would I need? My farming necklace. Where's the Medal of the Exemplar? Medal of the Exemplar. This one. No, fuck, not this set. This set. And then let's try with this one. Now I need crit chance stuff. Crit chance rings. The highest crit chance. This one and this one. Do they give me wood quality? Wood quality and crit chance. This is gold quality. Gold drop and crit chance. I don't think there's anything else with crit chance. This one's not bad. But still not as much crit chance. Although, let's quickly check something. 1, 4, 39 crit chance. Barely any crit chance. I can bless my gear for crit chance though. Since I'm on Conrad, I can check some of the items I've got where I've got a better option. This one's definitely a better option. So let's sell the one I don't need. Well, I've not checked all my meteoric iron items, by the way. I've got the what in the warehouse. So I can pick 5 and compare. First off, let's check helmets. Helmets, and then should have some more. Might have sold some of them. Well, that's fine. Even if I sold them, at least I can compare helmets. Let's pick the best one. 7.4. This is 7. This is 7.3. More HP for 0.1 cooldown reduction. More cost reduction. Less counterattack damage. more wood quality. I think the one I've got equipped is better for now. Due to being a high roll, I'm just gonna get rid of the others. This one I'm gonna keep. So I've got a lot of Skaven Cure items to check later, but I don't feel like doing it now. I don't really need this right now. I'm gonna go for more passive. Since I'm gonna be killing low level enemies, easy to deal with enemies. Mm. Should I get movement speed? For speed farming. And then get this one and... I'm gonna also get this one. I think for speed farming this is an okay setup. And this allows me to again go for this.
Feel the wrath of my herald in my flames. Feel the wrath of my herald.
Yeah, I think for speeds running easier difficulties this is not a bad option. I'm not even killing all the elites on my way.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
I'm not getting that much wood quality, but still enough. Let's see now. Yeah, 394, not too bad. And I haven't even blessed my armor for crit chance, because I don't feel the need to do it right now.
Feel the wrath of my herald. May evil be consumed in my flames.
It's a lot of elites. Alright, boss fight.
Be consumed in my flames. Feel the wrath of my hands.
No, no. Almost, almost quit. Those boring invasions. But it has to be done.
Feel the wrath of my
I wish the invasion nodes would have a minimum difficulty, but being able to change the difficulty on a node. Like you complete a certain node on one difficulty, then being able to do that node on a higher difficulty, on a higher chaos rank. So you always have a minimum difficulty for each node, so you can do this node on something lower than chaos 6. But being able to do it on chaos 7 or chaos 8 even. And the same for like other nodes, like let's say I do this node here. It cannot go lower than chaos 4, but being able to change it to chaos 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be pretty nice. That way people would be able to do boss rushes on chaos 8 in high invasions and get some nice challenge and wood from the bosses. Because the bosses are supposed to have increased chance for dropping green items compared to end of map bosses. The boss rush enemies, like the ones at the end of the act. They should supposedly have higher chance of dropping green. And you do have bosses. Each of the bosses is added at a certain stage in the invasions. The problem is they are not at very high chaos ranks. Like the highest is the Great Unclean one, which is chaos 4 I think, if I remember correctly.
May evil be consumed in my flames. Feel the wrath of my hell.
What's the wood quality here? 4000, not bad. Worth killing some elites as I go.
Feel the wrath of my hell. Consumed in my flames.
Well, I think I know where I need to go. This way.
May evil be consumed in my flames.
Oh, that was a weird getting knocked away.
Feel the wrath of my hell. May evil be consumed in my flames.
So this dude got hit. Okay, wasn't there a big guy somewhere here? Or even if there was, it's fine. Next. Sucks to have to do those on this difficulty.
Feel the wrath of my hell. Be consumed in my flames.
There we go, this one's done. So I kind of caught up. Like after I do this, I think I would be caught up to what I had pushed before on rank 11 by accident. Must have been showing something and then I might have forgotten that my rank was changed to 11 instead of 19. Let's see.
May evil be consumed in my flames.
Hoping that movement speed actually applies to break through the ranks when moving with it. Like movement speed bonuses. Oh shit. So much damage over time. I guess with this gear and on this build, there's so much I can do.
Consumed in my flames. Feel the wrath of my hell.
What was the set bonus? Something about when an enemy takes counterattack damage. Okay. And they are taking counterattack damage from this one. Also from this one, not from this or this though.
Feel the wrath of my herald. May evil be consumed in my flames. May evil be consumed in my flames.
Ah, fucking tornado. Yeah, I'm gonna be losing some money now.
Feel the wrath of my hell.
I could play with one of the other sets and just equip the Medal of the Exemplar and it's still probably gonna be better. Than farming with this set. I think I had a second set on Sowans. I think I had a Sowan set with crit chance blessings. Might check it. If I do have it, then I'm just gonna quickly swap to it. All I want is high crit chance. So crit chance helmet, crit chance chest, crit chance legs, crit chance hand. So I've got 4 pieces of crit chance, 5 pieces of crit chance. Well, that's gonna be it then. Crit chance, so on set. Crit chance, crit chance, crit chance, and again, and again. Highest crit chance shield. This one probably 17%. Not gonna use this ability unfortunately if I use that. But that's fine, that's fine. And highest crit chance sword. Any item, I mean it doesn't even have to be a good one. Maybe the sword cannot have crit chance on it, I kind of forgot. I think it's only crit damage on this one. Well, I've got a Blade of Vengeance that can give me some. Due to the blessings. %2 is not gonna do that much, so I'm just gonna go for that. Let's take a Sacred Scepter. Let's see how it works. Default. Oh wait. I didn't equip the other stuff. So this is 419 without that skill. I'm maxing it out easily. Okay. Maxing out the wood quality easily with this one. Thankfully I had this set already blessed. So yeah, changing back to it. But I do want Sigmar's Rat though. I do want Sigmar's Rat, so I might change some of the stuff. But even with this I can easily push through enemies. But with Sigmar's Rat it would have been better. And why is my HP so low? I think it's permanently reduced HP map. No? Just constantly bleeding, I guess. I'm gonna try and end this map quickly. Ring of Fortification, this might actually be a good one. Cooldown crit chance, damage over time and regen and cost reduction really. They're kind of pooping on me with this, but let's see. It's still better than the other one I've got, so unfortunately the HP is missing and that's not a good thing. For a Ring of Fortification that is. So this one is total shit. This one is at least gives me HP. This one doesn't give me HP but gives me cooldown and crit chance, so I guess I'm gonna have to sacrifice some HP next time. Deciding what rings to use. What's the wood quality? 4.2 wood quality and I still got a green. And yeah, as I said, I've gotten wood quality, I saved many times wood quality 2500 and still gotten a green every now and then. 2 times, but it happens. I think I need to change some skills though. There's really nothing I can think of to pick. I'll just keep this. Not gonna need the damage or the damage reduction. Oh, actually, let's do this for fragment farming. Might be worth it. On easier difficulties, if I decide to do a fragment run. I don't think that damage or damage reduction for this difficulty.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
And even if I die, that's fine. I can pay with money. But I could use some extra fragments. Maybe I should have used my pistolier setup, because with that I can one-shot with just the spacebar on this difficulty. I need something to regenerate health. So this goes away and shit, I can. Oh, I can. I can use this. I don't want this. I want to go for a Sigmar strat setup. And what else can I get? If I'm going for Sigmar's Rat, I might as well go for this and this and this. Cost reduction for banner of the and for break through the ranks. So I want this here, I want this here, I want this here for farming. So I'm not having Divine Judgment, that's fine. For this difficulty I can deal without it. Let's take something with damage. Much better that way.
Feel the wrath of my herald consumed in my flames. Feel the wrath of my herald. May evil be consumed in my flames.
Vulnerable enemies.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
4.2, okay, not so bad.
May evil be consumed in my flames.
Keep ending up in the dead ends. Ah, damn. Invulnerability. Am I maxing? I'm not maxing this one out?
of my
How?
hell.
How am I not maxing this food quality out? There we go, 500%. That seems more like it.
The wrath of my hell consumed in my flames.
Now I have problems with the energy suddenly. That's strange. I normally don't have problems with the energy on Conrad on this build.
Feel the wrath of my hell.
Alright, I've got like 40 minutes more, 40 something, 45 minutes more of streaming roughly
Feel the wrath
today,
of my
because
hell.
yeah, no longer streaming until late.
My flames.
If I do wake up early tomorrow at least, I might do that tips for invasions for new players video, we'll see. Because I did do some recording last night of me collecting rings just to that thing I normally say to people in my stream. I just want to have it in a video there for people who haven't watched me give them the advice. In case someone is new and is freshly starting and doesn't want to lose some invasion rings by not knowing how invasion collection works, invasion reward collections work. This is probably getting changed with the future update, but until the update hits, it is gonna stay that way. Collecting a ring in one rank prevents you from collecting it in the lower ranks unless you do it the other way around once it's unlocked.
Feel the wrath of my hell. The wrath of my herald. May evil be consumed in my flames.
Damn, I need some energy. Give me fragments, give me fragments. I used it at the wrong time, but it was the end of the map, so I had to use it, otherwise I wouldn't have had a chance to get some fragments. Fortunately, I only got a few. Still something. Still something. I'm sorry, I touched my microphone by accident. Hope you didn't get an ear rape by me touching my mic. I looted something that was for sale. Where was it? I probably no longer need this shield. Okay, this one. I will intentionally leave some of those nodes non-collected. Like there's some nodes that I can unlock, but that give me enemy armor reduction or enemy HP reduction. I'm gonna leave them uncollected intentionally once I reach them. Only gonna collect the corruption resistance for YouTube purposes, because I wanna record how I'm collecting some lower ranks. And it becomes, it still stays uncollected on rank 19, and then how the other way works.
May evil be consumed in my flames.
Should have taken energy generation for this map. this one also would help. Also, if I were to remove this and use this one. Easy. Easy but annoying having to do those labyrinth and mazes and all of that stuff.
The wrath of my hell! Consumed in my flames! They will be consumed in my flames! Feel the wrath of my hell! Be consumed in my flames!
And it's over. Definitely dying a lot with this farming setup here. I think Conrad is the worst for a farming setup. Because break through the ranks doesn't really break through the ranks unless you have shit tons of damage on it. And that's kind of hard to get. Shield the charge is better at breaking through the ranks because it can push you through enemies and you can end up behind the enemies that are in front of you.
Feel the wrath of my hell in my flames! May evil be consumed in my flames! Feel the wrath of my hell!
I'm not gonna be doing any fragment farming if I keep dying. Might as well remove the fragment passives.
Feel the wrath of my hell! May evil be consumed in my flames!
Okay, a few more left on this side. I really wish I could change the difficulty of those though, to make them harder, then I can push with my non-farming set and have some good gear luck.
May evil be consumed in my flames!
did I even stay for a fight? I should have just kept moving. I thought, okay, let's try and kill an elite or two, maybe something good would drop, let's see. And then...
You going to play Temtem or this Pokemon battle genre is not for you.
what battle genre? And what is Temtem? I don't even know what Temtem is. And what is Pokemon Battle? I know what Pokemon is, but I don't know what Pokemon Battle is. But yeah, I really don't understand this question. I'm assuming it's
like
a joke.
Pokemon.
If you have some links, you can send me some links, although you probably can't post links on my chat. But if you do, if you are able to post links on YouTube, I'm not sure how my bot is set up there. Do give me some link to see it if it's not a joke, if it's like something that you're actually legitimately asking. Temtem. Like, is it a PC game, like a new PC game? I do like playing JRPG. If by Pokemon Battle genre you mean JRPG where you have some
Not
units.
a joke, just funny name.
Just a funny name, okay. If you're talking about a JRPG where you have 3 or 4 or 5 units on your side fighting against other units, I do like playing such games, and I have played quite a few back in the day. I mean, I started playing Phantasy Star on my Sega long ago when I was little, so that's what got me into the JRPG genre. On my Sega Mega Drive 2, I was playing Phantasy Star, and Phantasy Star was such a nice game, by the way, back in the day. You could have like a family, and then once you progress the story, you start playing with the children of your first character, like with the next generation. It was interesting. Such a nice game back there. So if it's something similar like that, like a JRPG stuff, I do state in my Twitch, I think, and in my Mixer pages where their description, that I'm a big fan of JRPGs as well. I'm not a fan of the modern JRPGs though. The way they made the new Final Fantasies and stuff like that seems a bit weird to me, but maybe I'm just more of a traditionalist when it comes to JRPGs. There's one interesting one I used to play, I think it was called For the King. It was pretty nice, with some weird voxel graphics or whatever it's called.
I've sent you to your Discord.
Nice. Okay, yeah, if it's on the Discord, it's easier for me to see it. Then you're definitely going to be able to send the link there.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
I'm never against testing new games, if they are within the genre I like playing. I've even tested some games that really don't fit my genre, but I always like testing new stuff, because you never know what I might end up liking. You can't know whether you like a certain game genre unless you try something from it. And I have tried most things I have tried, but there are probably still stuff that I've never tested. I guess it's on Steam if it's on PC. There was, by the way, just recently released a very nice tactical RPG. Tactical RPG in JRPG style with good story mode. Was just released, and my brother was sending me the link today on Facebook. I'm gonna quickly check the name, just give me a moment. So the name of that one that he sent me a link to today is...
What I wanted to say is, if you like the Pokemon games, you going to like it?
Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna check it. Just give me a quick moment to check something. There was a link that was sent to me today. Just quick checking. So the game that was sent to me today was called Wilder Meat. Wilder Meat. So I'm gonna write it, just give me a moment. Wilder Meat is the way you hear it. Wilder Meat. I'm gonna write it though. Just a second. Wilder Meat. Is it something similar to this one? You can look this one up and tell me whether they're similar in the way the combat is, like turn-based combat where you have different characters, each of them can go for a different build, different abilities, like typical JRPG style. Although this one is not JRPG, but it does have the JRPG system, even though it's Western, that Wilder Meat game.
Never heard of that.
I never heard of it until today, until my brother sent me a link on Facebook to check. As for Temtem, I'm gonna quickly look it up while I'm in the town. Temtem. Temtem on Steam. It's a bit animated. Okay, I'm not against cartoonish animated. Oh, it's a Humble Bundle. That's nice. That's very good. Also, it's a creature collection like Pokemon. That's why you're saying it looks like it. Well, let me quickly check the trailer on Humble Bundle. It's a massively multiplayer. Oh, now they're piquing my interest. Having a massively multiplayer creature collection game. It's definitely something that won't fit well with my audience, but I don't mind playing it while I'm not streaming every now and then just to check it. But I don't think people on my stream would enjoy it because it doesn't fit with my other content.
Yes.
I could try experimenting to stream it to see if people have interest in it. But what I do try to keep on my stream is I try to keep the games within the same kind of genre, mostly Wooter games, so that people know that when they come
like
here, that's
school,
the type of stuff they're gonna see. But it does look like a game I would enjoy playing for a while, like casual plays for an hour or two every now and then. And the fact that it's multiplayer, massively multiplayer, is very interesting for me. Old school turn-based JRPG combat, that's nice. Can the creatures evolve? Like Digimons and Pokemons. Can they evolve? Oh shit, full inventory. But yeah, I'm always open to checking new games. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to get the game for cheap. But yeah, at the moment I'm saving for SSD, so I really can't afford buying games. Yes. My only choice is, I don't want to really say it, but my only choice for testing games at the moment is to try a cracked version. And if I like it, then I can buy it. But that's kind of with my current status, I can't afford to buy games. I can probably buy them and then refund them on Steam, but yeah. I don't want to say stuff about cracked content, but there's been a lot of games that I've tested cracked before buying them. And as I said, like a year and a half or 2 years ago, I tested a cracked version of Pathfinder Kingmaker, then I bought a $150 version of Pathfinder Kingmaker because I really enjoyed the game.
To get little ones with better stats.
The wrath of my herald.
Evolve and breed, so...
It's online only, so no cracked version grinning face.
Ah, okay, well then there's... Is it free to play or do I need to buy it? If it's free to play, I would understand them going for that online stuff. But yeah, if it's online only, there's definitely not gonna be a cracked version. But yeah, currently all the money I get, I'm saving for an SSD. I'm just having to. I'm kind of trying to decide whether it's worth buying a Generation 4 SSD or should I buy a Generation 3 PCI Express. Because it's gonna give me a lot of extra writing and reading speed if I go for a Generation 4 PCI Express SSD. And that's really something I need right now.
I would happy to give you mine. The problem is that it's connected to Discord and I'm using it on daily basis.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not the game that I would be spending too many hours on anyways. Even if I were able to play it, I just wouldn't be able to spend too much time in this game. As I said, I've got a lot of stuff coming to cover. I gotta cover Update 10 in Torchlight Frontiers and the wipe starting over. Then at the end of the month, Walls and launching, starting over there and having to start making builds. I'm intentionally avoiding making builds for Wolsen right now because it's in beta and everything would become outdated pretty quickly. So I don't really care about getting a few extra views on YouTube due to those builds. I'm not that desperate to try and make build videos for a beta, knowing that in less than a month it's gonna be launched and so many things would change. So I'm just gonna enjoy Warhammer for now while I can maybe try and wrap up some of the remaining builds for Warhammer for
If it's only
sets.
for HNS games, then you don't need the best SSD.
No, I need the SSD for my build videos, you know. Adobe Premiere needs good writing speed. Currently my SSD is throttling my exports, my rendering. So when I'm rendering videos and exporting them, I do need good read and write speeds. And I don't use an SSD at the moment. The only thing that's on my SSD is my operating system, because it's a very small SSD, 128 gigabytes I think. And I want to get 1 gigabyte, like 960 megabytes roughly. And I think Generation 4 PCI Express is gonna be worth it because my motherboard supports it. That's the main reason why I didn't go for an older generation motherboard and I went for a new generation. Because I knew that PCI Express 4 would allow me faster read and write speeds. Otherwise I could have gotten a way better value for my money when getting a motherboard if I got one from the latest generation for the same price. Not that much of a better, but it would have been with slightly more features, so still would have been better than
Then
the
do
one I
some
got.
reading. Don't pay more than you need.
Exactly. I'm just gonna try and find out if some of the not known marks. I've seen some company, how do I say it, manufacturer companies of SSDs having cheaper prices than the more common ones. Like there's some very expensive like Gigabyte, Samsung, but then there's things like A-Data that kind of has okay prices on Generation 4. So I want to just do some more reading and researching. I'm gonna watch some reviews on YouTube when I have time, but for now I'm just gonna save the money. When I have the money, then that's when I'm gonna look into it. Because Generation 4 SSDs are kind of 50% the price of Generation 3. But it's also giving me 50% the speed of reading and writing. And if I save up, maybe I shouldn't get a gigabyte, I can probably get 512 gigabytes. That's gonna be enough for now. I can still sell my old CPU and my old motherboard as a bundle, but I don't think anyone from my country would buy it. And shipping overseas would be kind of pointless. But yeah, if I were to sell my current CPU and my old CPU and motherboard, I can probably get a decent amount of money that I can spend on a new SSD. I think I can get like $100 or so if I sell my, or €100 more likely, not $100 but €100, which is a bit more. If I sell my old processor and CPU, even more than €100, I think I can get 250 leva, which is €125, I think. And that's by selling them very cheap. for second hand of my old CPU and motherboard as a bundle.
Be consumed in my flames.
And the default, the fan that came with my old CPU, I've never used it because I was using a Cooler Master fan. And the old Cooler Master fan, I bought the same one like it, and now I'm using two of those on my current
If you can do it, if you can make a little companion PC,
heatsink.
face with tongue.
Yeah, I know. I was actually, that's why I was saving them. I was saving them to make a streaming PC, but I think it's gonna be expensive to make a streaming PC without the delay. So there's gonna be a huge delay, like 1 or 2 or 3 seconds extra, if I went for making a streaming PC to handle my stream. And at the moment this PC is not struggling with handling the stream with my CPU. Currently what's getting more overloaded is probably the hard disk and the GPU. I can even try and stop streaming from the GPU and make sure my CPU handles everything to see how it will go if I do it. Like currently, let's go to my task manager just to see something. Going to my task manager, and something I've noticed with Chaosbane is it suddenly, after the latest patches, started using a lot of GPU. At the moment, Chaosbane is using 92% GPU. This is completely unusual. And my streaming software is using 4%, 4.5. So Chaosbane didn't used to use that much GPU. I'm not sure whether that's an issue only on my end, but it's definitely wrong. It shouldn't be like that. Like, I don't think Chaosbane with a 1066GB GPU should be using 92% GPU. And that is definitely a legit version. It's not like me having a cracked version and using that and having some miner attached to the cracked version, which normally is the risk with cracked versions. You always risk of getting some sort of a Bitcoin miner attached on your crack if you're using a cracked version. That's why I try to stay away from them. It is strange. It is strange, and I was wondering why it's happening. And it happens even when I'm not streaming. So even when I'm not streaming, Chaosbane is using 90% of my GPU. And I tried decreasing the settings here in the graphics options. I tried reducing, removing all of that, and it doesn't help. It's still the same. So I think it's not optimized well. There were new drivers released today. I'm gonna try and update the drivers and see if this helps. But I just think it's not optimized for some of the generations. And 1066GB video card shouldn't be a problem for this game, even while streaming. But as I said, this happens even when I'm not streaming, so whatever's happening to Chaosbane is completely weird for me.
Glad the product now is better.
Yeah, the game itself is better. I just need some more optimizations or whatever. I'm gonna probably report this, but I don't know where to report stuff. I don't know where to report things like this. Like, they're in the Discord channel bug report section, but I don't think they even read this. At least so far they've been ignoring the stuff and haven't seen any developer posting their replies or anything. Okay, I think it's time to start checking certain things. This one, is it an upgrade? Getting movement speed for the price of wood quality and a bit more HP. Okay, let's say it's an upgrade.
Always update your drivers. Every time I skip driver update, the problems in games come to hunt me.
Yeah, this driver update came today. Like when I started my PC after waking up, I saw a driver update. So I will check it. I will definitely check it, but not right now, after streaming. Okay, this is an upgrade. Overall, everything is getting an upgrade. I'm intentionally not collecting those notes I've just unlocked.
Feel the wrath of my hell. The evil be consumed in my flames.
They not having Discord or official forums. Most of the companies not like to post and replay on Steam.
They do have it. Actually, there is an official Chaosbane Discord, and I am already inside that official Discord. And I've already reported certain bugs in this bug reporting section. I've just not seen any replies from the devs. But it was the holidays, so I was giving them some time to see if they're gonna come back and reply. I also asked a lot of questions in the Ask Me Anything section regarding certain things that I'm not sure how they work in the game. I'm just not seeing any replies. Like, the holidays are already over. It's the 7th of January, so it doesn't take much to go there, write a few lines of text just to let people know that that you've seen their questions, even if you don't answer them straight away. Just let them know that those would be answered eventually. This is the big problem with Chaosbane. It doesn't really do well when it comes to communicating with its community. It doesn't have a travel roadmap, and the one roadmap it posted was all the way until winter, and it wasn't really clear, but it's already after winter, so they need a new roadmap. And the best thing for them to get some extra points.
Yes, a lot of devs on vacation.
Would be, yeah, there's probably a lot of them on vacation. Many people use the opportunity to stack some extra vacation days around the Christmas holidays. But yeah, I think they need a travel board is what really helps the community keep in touch with what's currently worked on in the game and what is planned in the far future. And Torchlight Frontiers and Wosen are two games that have a good and well-maintained travel board, and it's amazing to keep in touch with those games from the travel boards. Fuck, I'm just constantly surrounded here. Is it armor permanently reduced that I'm getting here, or what? Yeah, armor permanently reduced. That makes sense why it's so annoying. And they become invulnerable, which is another thing. If I don't one-shot them, they just end up blocking my way. And all the damage over time keeps reducing my armor. Pretty annoying. Let's get this over with. Okay, that's enough. Let's leave. So this one was sorted. Let's keep moving on. So instead of going on the left side and going for those easy ones, I'm just gonna go and do this one. And then the ones in the middle. I do have another 10-15 minutes more of streaming today. So I'm gonna, yeah.
About Torchlight, I need to know only one thing, if there is going to be more wipes after this one.
Oh, I really want to know this myself. It won't change much for me because I still want to max out every character and do builds for every character just because I have a duty to make builds.
I don't like to invest too much in a game and then getting wiped.
Yeah, I know many people would be like
Why
that,
don't you take buff to buff nodes?
Buff the buff notes. At the moment, for YouTube purposes, tomorrow I will be uploading a video about invasions. A short guide about how to prevent people from losing rings, how to collect and farm invasion rings. And I want to demonstrate how I can collect the note on rank 11 and it will not get collected on rank 12, but then I can go on rank 13 and collect it, and then it gets collected for rank 12. I just want to demonstrate this in the video. That's why I was intentionally keeping those notes, just for YouTube purposes. I recorded myself last night collecting some rings on Bragi, but I forgot to record myself showing how you can skip like the things that people want to avoid. And I would use those notes to show the things that people want to avoid when collecting rings. How you can end up collecting a note on rank 19 and then it gets collected on rank 11 to 18, for example. So yeah, that's why I'm not collecting them. It's intentional, it's not me forgetting about that. But yeah, I just wanted to... Tomorrow I'm supposed to upload this video. I'm not supposed, but I decided to upload it tomorrow. I was probably gonna do it today, but then I ended up sleeping for longer than I wanted. I think I had like 10 hours of sleep today. Must have been very tired over the last few days.
The wrath of my herald. May evil be consumed in my flames.
Okay, let's wrap this one up. Boss fight should be close. Maybe down here.
Feel the wrath of my herald. May evil be consumed in my flames.
Oh, it's still not here. Damn, that's a long way to reach the boss. That's probably one of the longest layouts in this act.
May evil be consumed in my flames. Feel the wrath of my herald. May evil be consumed in my flames.
Okay. Leave. And welcome back, WoW B93. I hope I'm pronouncing this WoW B93. Or is it WoWop 93? Like, is the B separate from the WoW? Or is it WoWop 93? Two words. Still wondering how the right way to pronounce this is. Cause it could be LOL WoP 93 and then I could have been pronouncing it wrong all the time. Oh shit, I'm gonna need my proper build for this. I am gonna need a proper build for this one. But I don't wanna swap the build right now and then swap it back, so I'm just gonna try and just swap some skills. Let's swap this skill. Let's remove this one and put... well, even the god skills are the wrong god skills at the moment. So I'm just gonna get this one now. And... let's get this one. And... this is still something, so... still better than nothing. I mean, I'm not gonna change my whole build, because I'm keeping the farming setup going right now rather than the pushing setup. Oh, and I should have used the Blade of Vengeance.
Feel the wrath of my herald be consumed in my flames. my herald.
Shit, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Don't die. Shit, really? This was the real one?
Feel the wrath of my herald.
No, I ran out of energy.
My herald. May evil be consumed in my flames.
Heal, 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 heal.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
No, no, no energy, fuck. Fuck.
Feel the wrath of my herald be consumed in my flames.
What happen if you take passive abilities again on higher invasion rank and you already had that ability? Like reaction ones.
The wrath of my herald.
Which ones? Oh, shit. Still alive.
May evil be consumed in my flames.
Ah, it was so close to dying. I'm gonna answer this in a moment. Let me finish this fight and then I'm gonna try and answer this. Cause I'm not really sure I understand what you mean, but I'm gonna. Ah, shit. Damn. So close to killing it. So what happens if you take passive abilities again on higher invasion rank? Well, nothing much happens if you've already unlocked it. If you've already unlocked it, it just doesn't give you another ability. The thing is, like, let's say I unlock this on, like, I'm on rank 19, and let's say I take the veteran's chain reaction. Then this node would be unlocked on rank 18, rank 17, and so on. All those different nodes below rank 19 that don't have it unlocked would have it unlocked. So anything I do on one rank gets unlocked for the ranks below it. That's why if you collect the ring on rank 19, it would collect it for rank 18, 17, 16 and all the way to rank 11 that has not collected it. And this is kind of how it is. That's why I wanted to make a video to let people know about this current state of the game. That's probably getting patched, but until then it is how it is. Right, I'm gonna remove the wood quality thing. Where is my thrice blessed meadow? I need the thrice blessed meadow, and I'm gonna remove this wood quality gear and get those rings for the boss fight. Just to clear the boss fight, the rest should be fine. I'm gonna go back to the wood quality setup afterwards.
Feel the wrath of my herald in my flames.
So if you complete rank 20 invasion you get a total of 30 rings,
Feel the wrath of my
10
herald.
each.
If you complete rank 30, you get 30 rings. Like, the amount of ranks is equal to the amount of rings. Oh, you mean, yeah. If you complete all rings, all 3 rings, yeah. Rank 20 is a total of 30 rings. But you don't want to be completing 20. You want to be doing 10, then 19, then 27. No, then 28, then 30 works. You complete it on one rank and then all the ones before it get unlocked. Of course, you can't reach rank 19 before completing 100% rank 10. That means you have to collect the rank 10 rings before you can reach rank 19. So you can't collect them all at the same time, but you can still collect them one by one. Alright, got this one finally. Okay, what else did I change? I removed my farming stuff. And now I'm back to where I was. This is probably gonna be too difficult for this farming setup, so I'm gonna do those nodes now. This is gonna be my last map. It's 12:44, 44 minutes past midnight, so one more map, final map of the day. Then I'm gonna have to end my stream, but if someone wants to play together, I can team up with you and play off stream. We can do some invasions or I can help you with whatever. I can go on any character you need for the setup, for a synergy. So do let me know. I'm gonna probably still keep playing after I stop streaming. Or maybe I'm gonna go and watch my Korean TV series that I'm watching at the moment, because I've got 2 episodes left until the end. There's a lot of, for those of you who like some criminal dramas on Netflix, there's a lot of nice Korean series that are not too heavy on the romance, which Koreans are famous for having heavy on the romance series, but some of their criminal series are kind of heavier on the mystery, like there's some conspiracies, detective stuff, like corruption and all of that, that doesn't go heavy on the romantic side, which is kind of what I prefer. And they go more on the political stuff and conspiracies and detective stuff, mysteries. There's a lot of series on Netflix that are Korean that are about like some catching some serial killers and stuff like that. Pretty fun. Big fan of Asian cinema overall. There's good Japanese series as well, but not as many as the Korean ones on Netflix. Probably they don't have that much contracts with the Japanese studios.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
Oh shit, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Okay, we survived. We survived this. I've even been trying some other stuff. I watched recently a very nice similar series that's Taiwanese. No, not Taiwanese, it was from Thailand, I think. From Thailand, again about catching some serial killers, some political conspiracy and all of that, some corruption. With a bit of something like not completely supernatural, but it did have some sort of like, one of the characters had very sharp hearing. So she could hear, while talking on the phone to someone, she could hear some things that normal people wouldn't pick up and distinguish the frequencies, which kind of allowed them in the end to solve a lot of crimes. So it's fun to see Asian cinema growing like that.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
Cheat. Heal, 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 heal.
Consumed with my flames.
Do they have invulnerability? No.
Feel the wrath of my herald.
Oh, why am I using the other banner? Let's use the damage banner.
Consumed in my flames.
And I died. Should have picked up some potions. Alright, let's go for the boss. Screw those, the boss is right there.
Feel the wrath of my herald. Be consumed in my flames. Be consumed in my flames. Feel the wrath of my herald.
Okay, last chest. Let's see if I can get some green out of this. But yeah, kind of was doing those boring map notes, but it has to be done. Sadly, there's no avoiding doing those notes. There's no way to push the difficulty of those notes to be harder than what they are. So thanks for watching, folks. There will be more tomorrow. Chaosbane, maybe some other game as well, like Wilson or Torchlight Frontiers. But for now, I think. Until the updates of Torchlight and Chaosbane, I will be sticking, and Wilson, I will be sticking to Chaosbane. Maybe some Borderlands every now and then as well. So keep it cool until next time, and goodbye for now.